The world marked Holocaust Remembrance Day over the weekend, remembering the millions of victims. But tonight we want to share the story of a Holocaust survivor from Indiana and the film being made about his life. Our Jenny Runovich tonight shares the message of Sweet Lorraine in Auschwitz and the mission to educate others.
There's something about music
now I just found you.
that has the ability to move us, transport us, speak to our souls.
Top of his hit parade, he just absolutely adored that song.
Jazz really always lifted him up.
My sweet Lorraine, Lorraine, Lorraine.
And for Indiana Holocaust survivor Frank Grunwald, American jazz, especially this song, brought such comfort that in the darkest time in human history, music was the light that helped save his life, bringing him hope to survive the Holocaust.
Love my sweet.
As it turns out, his story is a story of survival that is almost unbelievable.
A story so powerful it's now being made into a feature-length documentary through the Indianapolis Jewish Community Relations Council. The film, called Sweet Lorraine in Auschwitz.
Sweet Lorraine was one of the songs that Frank and his brother John would hum and sing in Auschwitz. It's one that he continued to connect with after the war.
And when he was in concentration camps, the thought of that music took him to a place that was safe and that made him feel better. And which is, to me, is unbelievable that somebody could put themselves into a cocoon amidst all that horror.
Producer Amber Mays and director and cinematographer Philip Peluso are retracing Frank's footsteps and sharing his sobering journey, all to educate about the Holocaust. They plan to share the documentary in film festivals and schools as a message of both alarm and hope.
Because there's something here that is pretty remarkable.
It's about a boy who found himself surrounded by unimaginable horrors and used music as a driving force for survival.
Frank was just 7 years old when the Nazis invaded Czechoslovakia. His family ripped from their home, forced into a Jewish ghetto, then sent on trains to concentration camps. Their names recorded in black and white.
Franz, Grunwald, just Frank.
In a Nazi logbook of death and destruction. Most of the people listed here never made it out.
It made my heart hurt.
Frank survived 4 death marches in midwinter and 5 different concentration camps. At Auschwitz, he saw trains come in, many loaded with kids, just like him. The next day, they were gone.
Auschwitz was an extermination camp. I saw the smoke coming out of the crematoria that was the closest to the Czech family camp. And this heavy smoke filled with human ash coming off that chimney 24 hours a day.
When you think about a child going through this, growing up really fast, you just say, I don't know how he did it.
For the documentary, Amber and Philip traveled to Eastern Europe.
There's nothing like standing in those locations.
You can feel the ghosts.
Capturing on camera the places where Frank endured evil, where millions of people lost their lives, including Frank's mother and brother John.
When you aim your camera lens up at the opening where the Zyklon B was dumped, and you realize what was happening on the other end of that, one of the reasons we have to carry on is because we have to make sure that nobody forgets what happened.
It's an especially critical mission right now, with anti-Semitism on the rise and Holocaust survivors declining in number. Frank passed away in August.
The onus to pass on the stories falls to us now.
And now his story will live on, how people took risks to help a child survive, how music helped him too. Weaving together struggle and song.
When the marriage sweet Lorraine, ba-da, ba-da. that to
with an indomitable human spirit. Jenny Runovich, 13 News.
The film's creators hope Frank's Holocaust survival story will inspire people to fight against identity-based hatred. They plan to finish Sweet Lorraine by the end of spring and then enter it in film festivals this fall.